Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. November 6th. Happy to be here with you. It is coming to the end of an amazing week of NFL action. Week 9, we got a great game. Chargers and Jets. We have three wonderful contestants with us tonight. But before we get to them, you guys know what's up. It is time for the mystery question. 5 points on the line. I got everything ready right here. The board's ready to go. Who wants it? This is going to be an easy one. Let's see if you can get it. 20 seconds on the clock. It does start as soon as I finish this question. Name this former second-round pick of the Jets who also played for the Chargers. One guess. First clue. He's all Big East. All Big East. He's a Pro Bowler.
Antonio Cromartie?
Oh, that's a good guess. He's the comeback player of the year. Oh, man.
Credit. It's the only one I could think of.
Let me get this down correctly, man. I want to make sure I'm correct with this 100% because Cromartie did play for both of them. That was a great guess. But the correct answer is, let me pronounce this correctly to everybody so that we're on the same page. It's Eugene Cyril Smith III. You know him better as Geno Smith. You know?
Wow. Son of a.
I figured if I come out with comeback player of the year, that would have just like you just had to think real quick, like, oh yeah, Geno Smith.
Oh yeah.
But most people forgot probably that he was a Charger there for a year. Maybe that's where he got better. Once again, stumping the crowd. I'm so happy. That moves me to 33-1 against the contestants. All right, let's get an introduction going here, JC. I see the comments already coming in. If you're watching on Twitter, try to come over to the YouTube, click the subscribe, put the comments in there. If not, we'll get the comments loaded, okay? There's SoCal, another follow Charger fan. It could get pretty chargery in here tonight. No big deal, though. All right, welcome everybody to the show. This is the Fantasy Sports Game Show, the game show about fantasy sports for fantasy sports people. We are the sports affiliation. You are the sports affiliation. And as listeners, all affiliates have an opportunity to win as well. We give away a free pack of cards and stickers. We send it to you all for free. Just got to be comments. Got to keep the active comments rolling in, okay? That's all it takes, all right? Let's get to our contestants tonight. We have three wonderful ones. We have Anthony, Rico, and Jack. Anthony, you are the rookie to the show. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where to find your work, and what all you do, my man.
I'm on Twitter at the Real NFL Guru, of the CEO of the Face Off Sports Network. And my day job, I work over at the gambling group, RotoWire, as a content SEO associate.
I love it, man. Yeah, Anthony works with me directly, or I should say I work for FF Face Off underneath him. I just had my betting video. We do DFS as well. Go check it out. All about mental health over there as well. Anthony, Thank you for joining with us. Giving you a thumbs up. If you're not familiar with how this show works, thumbs up means you get a point. Thumbs down means you lose a point. Keep a track on the whiteboard. Up next, Rico, former champion of the show. How are you doing, sir?
What's going on, man? Feels good to be back on the show for a little bit for Monday Night Football. You know, Jets Chargers should be a good one. I'm excited. Like I said, sports affiliation always does great work, man. Happy to be here, and let's hope I walk out with a win, and the Chargers walk out with a win as well. So,
there we go. Going for the double down. I love it. You've also got your Lakers going tonight against the Heat, so you're going to be a big fan. So I love it. Rico does off the backboard. If you're not familiar, Tuesday show, NBA recap, looking ahead. No games tomorrow night, but we're still got a lot to talk about in the NBA. Come join us. What time is that on Central?
8 Eastern, 7 Central.
8 Eastern, 7 Central. So come check us out. Up next, former fan favorite, one of the fantasy sports game shows, kind of premier people. You're kind of becoming Woody Page over here. Jack, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm surviving, and I'm a big NBA fan, so I'm going to go have to check out Rico's work after this. But you can find me at Jack Lucenay, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, even on TikTok. Shout out to them kids. But basically, the big thing I got going on right now is the Wild Card Wednesdays. You mentioned the mental health awareness stuff. That's where I get to interview other content creators, and I hit on a lot of that stuff. And it's now available on Spotify in podcast form because people were bugging me about it. So it's there, Spotify and YouTube. Go check it out.
Yeah, I've been a part of that show, and it's a very awesome show. You get to answer some unique questions, and really you just get to talk about yourself. So who doesn't love that? Jack, I appreciate that. Giving you the thumbs up as well. We're huge NBA guys. We are going to get a fantasy basketball league rolling around 3 days after. 3 days before the new year, so we'll be daily set. If you're interested, let us know. There will be a small fee. We'll put it all in League Safe. Winner can get that plus some stuff from the sports affiliation. I do want to thank and say thanks to JC, the man in the booth or behind the glass, however you want to say it. We do appreciate you being there, JC. If you have anything, you could even probably message JC directly. He's doing a lot of stuff, but he's running that part of the communication for us. So thank you, JC. I saw Evan with the comments. We got any more in there, sir? That's it. Just the game showtime fire. I love it. We're going to get it rolling then, okay? Big night tonight. Big week. I think there was some, I don't know if shocking is the right word, but there were some great fantasy performances. I mean, I think that Texans-Tampa Bay game, that's probably the best game of the season, right? But let's get you guys answers. What's the most impressive fantasy football performance you saw Sunday? Anthony, since you are new to the show, this does include all positions, defense, IDPs, kickers, anything, even guys stepping in to be kickers. So whatever you'd like to say, 30 seconds, and it starts right now, sir.
No, I'm going to stick in that game and talk about C.J. Stroud, almost 500 yards passing, threw touchdowns all over the place. And let's face it, I don't think there's a big gap between skill position players between Carolina and Houston. And C.J. Stroud is making it happen. Like Noah Brown goes over 100 yards with a touchdown. Dalton Schultz, who was very quiet early, just pops week after week after week now. Tank Dell, Nico Collins, he's making household names out of these guys nobody probably even heard of.
I love it. Giving you an extra point there at the end. Yeah, he's really come on and shown everybody he was the elite talent. And they got Will Anderson Jr. too. I mean, the Texans may have nailed this draft, right? And we can talk about that a little later. Rico, you can say anything you'd like. You can even say C.J. Stroud, but what was the best thing you saw yesterday? Are you muted? I think you're muted. You're muted. All right.
About that, my fault. I'm going to go with a different game. I'm going to go with Mr. Joshua Dobbs, a.k.a. the Rocket Scientist, man. Went 20 of 30, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns from Minnesota. Like I said, he had just gotten traded there recently, and, he had a big day. He was backing up Jaron Hall. But he came in, early in the game and did what he needed to do to get his team to win, even a 2-point conversion. Shout out to Mr. Joshua Dobbs. And look out for Minnesota to actually make some noise later on towards the end of the season. They may be in the playoff race. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, man, the creed is rolling. Can you take me higher, Mr. Dobbs, Mr. Rocket Scientist? I love it right there. Good call, Rico. Gave you another point at the buzzard as well. All right, Jack, what is the best performance you saw Sunday and the why, sir? And it starts right now.
So I got to play to the home crowd since Rico stole my hero, Josh Dobbs, who took down the villain, Arthur Smith. But for me in the FF7s, I was having a battle, my guy, with the Cleveland Browns defense, who absolutely hammered the Cardinals, kept Clayton Tune to 50 yards passing. It was disgusting. The only thing keeping me in it was Kenny Moore for the Colts, bringing back not one, but 2 touchdowns, 2 interception return touchdowns. So it was a huge battle. I'll probably still lose, but man, shout out to FF7s.
Hey, man, I'll give you an extra point for that. That puts you at 6 compared to the 4-4. Yeah, that's why we created fantasy football 7s. Every position has relative worth, and each can get you in there. So, Cal, our man ball nerd, the 2-time winner, Stroud, best rookie quarterback performance ever. I'll go Dobbs, fresh off the buzz, 20 for 30, 2 TDs in the air, 7 for 66 on the ground with the tutty, and leads the Vikes to a dub, and was in New Orleans and was in no one's lineup. Yeah, I don't think anybody had that in the DFS lineup right there. I do appreciate that. Good call right there. Looks like we got Fantasy Fish. What's up, Fish? What's up, Wendy? Hope you're doing well. Anthony, I watched your Facebook Live earlier, Wendy said. Wendy, we appreciate you watching Anthony's show.
Awesome.
He is it's every Monday, Anthony?
We go about 5 days a week in season. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then 10 a.m. Sunday morning.
There we go. I'm a busy man, dude. Everybody here is actually really busy. Jack didn't even talk about being on the FF Advice Network. You can find a lot of his work over there as well. All right. So I got to give Rico another point with the Dobbs action as well. And then, Anthony, I got to give you one, too, because the audience supported you. Audience, you got 5 points as well. So it's a pretty tough one. That's the way we like it over here. We like to keep it competitive. We like to keep it inclusive. All right. Who will be the highest scoring fantasy football player tonight? All right. And once again, includes all positions to the audience. You can put Dicker the kicker if you want. That is perfectly fine with me. Rico, you're up first, then we'll go Jack and Anthony. So, Rico, you're on the clock, and it starts right now, sir.
This is a tough one I had to think about. I'm probably going to go with Eckler on this one. I know the Jets are going to have a stout defense, but looking at what this defensive line is going to do for the Jets, I feel like Herbert's going to have to get the ball out of his hands early, so I'm looking at Eckler to get some check downs, some short routes to make some guys miss in the open field. He may get a couple of red zone touches too, but I look like Eckler is going to be the guy that's going to be walking out of here with the most fantasy points today. And like I said, hopefully it ends up with the Chargers win too. So give me Eck as a highest scoring fantasy football player in this game.
Love it. Getting those jabs in at the bell, giving you one more point for that. Very well thought answer there. Jack, let me reset the clock, sir, and we'll get you going. Who's going to be the highest scoring fantasy football player? You can even say Eckler if you want. Just let me know the why.
I was leaning awesome, excellent, but I like Rico, but I'm gonna go on the other side of the ball here, and I'm gonna go with Breece Hall of the Jets. The running has actually been really inefficient the last couple weeks that he has played, but man, the passing 6 for 76 and a touch, and then 5 for 54 before the bye week. So he's getting it done through the air just as much as he is the main featured guy on the ground. He's featured in the red zone. If the Jets are going to win, it's going to be because of Breece Hall.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to give you one more point at the buzzer right there, just taking the variety. All right, Anthony, you've heard both running backs. You can say them, like I said, or you can choose to make a complete different answer. It is on you, and it starts right now.
Just for some variance, I want to throw a sleeper out there, and I'm going to throw out Gerald Everett. Jets bottom 6-7 matchup, which is really good for the tight end position, right? Everett didn't play last week, but each of the past 2 games he was active. He finds the end zone. I know Parm's in the mix, but Everett's more versatile. I think he gets loose for 2 touchdowns and right around 18 fantasy points. So that's my prediction on Gerald Everett, and I think that could potentially
go ahead. You can go.
I think that could potentially be the highest scoring fantasy player. A lot of stars in this game, but it could also be low scoring.
Yep. I think that's a very realistic possibility as well. Yeah, Gerald Everett, I love it. Coming back, probably not too many lineups. Some people probably have him in and need a big game. So why not, right? Fantasy Fish thing, Keenan Allen, because I said so. I think SD will have San Diego, I guess, or SD will have to win the air this game. I think he means Los Angeles, but
I
no.
San Diego too. I can't blame him.
I think you get fined for that in certain places, but we won't do that here, Chief. Just no point, you lose one, wiping it off, bringing you back down to 4. Keenan, Baby Diggs, and Lamb, both big games against Jets. Has to be a monster for the Bolts tonight. I don't want to pick Breece or Garrett. Yeah, Garrett could have a big one too, so Kyle. I mean, that's very true. I'm going to need only Herbert and Allen to score. No one else, Wendy. Hey, I like that. I can get down with that. I got touchdown. For Keenan Allen as one of my favorite props. Mentioned it on the FF Faceoff Network down there. I'm hoping for Garrett Wilson, Mel. I love the comments, Mel. You got a tough uphill. Are you at Rico in the fantasy football sevens this week?
Yeah, we're in the same division, I think. I'm not doing too hot in fantasy football 7 right now, but I'm hoping to make a run. So we'll see how that plays out, though.
Yeah, you guys, Mel, are battle. Anthony's way ahead of you guys, but it's you, Mel, and then why am I blanking out on the other fantasy person? Cody. He's on a run right now. So, yeah, keep them coming in. I'm loving the comments. We got a lot of interaction on this show. We love you. Good chance to give a shout-out to our sponsor, Fantasy Football Advice Network. Go just check them out. Go join the app. Download it. You'll get Jack's exclusive content there. I put a bet there exclusively there as well. So go download the app. Join us over there. It's nothing but fantasy football, and it's a lot of fun. All right. Yeah, I see you, Fish, saying, I knew you meant LA, buddy. I got you, man. All right. This is the last question of the first round. Who will be the best fantasy football player of Thursday Night Football? Okay. It's kind of like a lackluster game in a lot of people's mind. It's Carolina versus Chicago, but it's going to be a big bye week for a lot of teams. A lot of stars are out this week. And I think Thursday Night Football is going to play into people's winning odds a lot more than most Thursday Night Football games. Okay, so we'll go on this one. We'll go Jack, Anthony, then Rico. Let me get the timer set, Jack, and you will be on the clock, sir. It starts right now.
I'm glad I get to go first for this one because I'm coming in with the Deonta Foreman revenge game. He had the monster 3-touchdown game. And then I said you could probably fade him the next week because he kind of ebbs and flows. It is what it is. But he's coming off 20 touches now for 83 yards. And he's kind of got the hold of the lead back for the Chicago Bears. And with Tyson Bagent, however you pronounce his name, he's basically going to lean on the run. It's going to be a run defense game. So Deonta Foreman revenge game.
I love it. Deonta Foreman gave you a couple points on that one. That's pretty bold. Yeah, he was a Carolina Panther. That's where he kind of made his comeback. So pretty great answer there. Anthony, 30 seconds on the clock. Who do you got, sir?
I'm going to go with Chuba Hubbard. I love it's a pure matchup call with how bad Chicago plays defense against the run. And Chuba Hubbard has established himself as the top running back for the Carolina Panthers. I don't know what's going on with Miles Sanders, but it's not working. So this is going to be one of those pop games for Chuba Hubbard.
Love it. With time to spare. Yeah. Do you think what do you think his like dynasty trade value is right now? What would you give up?
Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
He's probably a second-round pick, late second.
I mean, yeah, if you're running back hungry and you need a running back and you got a chance to go win it, I think he's a great addition. Probably wouldn't cost you very much, because he's got great yardage. He just needs those touchdowns. So great answer there. I love it, Anthony. Rico, you're up next, sir. You got 30 seconds on the clock, and it starts right now.
I'm going to go with Bryce Young's number one target this year. It's going to be Mr. Adam Thielen. He's currently tied for the team lead with receptions right now. In 6 of the 8 games he's played, he's had at least at minimum 7 receptions. The other 2, he had 2 and 5 respectively. So, I mean, I think Adam Thielen's going to have a big game. Bears aren't necessarily the best in terms of their pass defense this year, but I look at what Adam Thielen has the capabilities to do as Bryce's number one target. Give me Adam Thielen in this one.
Man, I love it. Going with the old bet. He has surprisingly been a wide receiver 1 throughout most of this year. So I love that call as well. Nobody said my man Justin Fields. I think he might have a comeback game. I don't know if that's why they didn't play him this past week. We can see what happens there. More than a feeling. Yeah, I love that too, Coach. Let's see. Give me Adam Thielen too. So, man, Rico getting some reinforcement from the crowd. I think I got to give you a point there. Khalil Herbert eligible. I don't think he's coming back, Coach. Carolina, what's that say about Evan right there, JC? Carolina can't stop the run, so give me Deontay on the Bears side. Thielen bouncing back, all right, against the Bears secondary. I do love that. Great comments from everybody. Keep them rolling in. We will get some stuff going. Hey, we are entering the fourth quarter finale, all right? Things become a little bit more pressured here. You cannot repeat the answer. You will lose points if you do. And everything for the audience out there, this is based off of a half-point PPR, redraft team, 12-team draft, 100-yard bonus, 3 points for 100 yards. 40-second timer is on the clock. Give me the why on this one. I want to really hear some of these explanations. I think we got 3 great questions coming up. And we go, the person with the most points goes first, and it goes down through the order. And we just like these last 3 questions, we go down the ascending order. So right now, Anthony has 11, Rico has 11, Jack has 12. And the audience has 10. Not bad, audience. Keep it rolling in. So with that, we'll go Jack first. Rico, you are the veteran, so you'll go second. Anthony, you will be third, but you will all get a chance to go first. Okay, so let me put 40 seconds on the clock. This will be a good time for you to kind of give us the knowledge you have for fantasy football and give the knowledge. We got a lot of listeners tonight, our watchers. Thank you guys for putting in. And like I said, just keep those comments going. Coach saying, let's go, audience, cranking it up. Here's the first question for you, Jack. 40 seconds as soon as I finish. These teams are on the outside of the playoffs looking in. What is the most likely scenario? Both miss, both make, LA in, New York out, New York in, LA out, and it starts right now.
So, oh, man. I'm going to say they're both out. They're both out. Yeah. Chargers are going to Charger. They're going to find a way to Charger. I'm sorry. I was really in on them this year. I thought they were going to find a way to really turn it around and be more dominant with Kellen Moore. I was so bought in, and it's just been more of the same. I can't do it anymore. And I know that the rest of the division like isn't the greatest. They might sneak in the back door in that 7th spot. But the Jets, they have the Bills and the Dolphins in front of them. So
all right. Giving you half a point there at the end, saying they're both out. So that is not going to be an option for you, Rico. Let me set the timer. So both out is not an option. Is it LA in, New York out? Both make, or New York in, LA out? And it starts on you right now.
I'm gonna be the homer on this one. I'm gonna say that the Chargers are gonna make the playoffs and the Jets miss it. I look at the Jets in that division with the Bills and the Dolphins. It's gonna be tough with those top 2 teams. I know the Bills lost yesterday, but I still feel like they're gonna be the team to beat in that division, and Miami's gonna be second. I feel like we're gonna find a way to kind of like sneak in the back half of the the 17 and kind of try to make a run. We got the Jets tonight. We got some tough games going on. We got the Lions, Packers, Ravens, Patriots, Broncos, Raiders, and then the Chiefs finish the season. It's going to be a tough slate, but I feel like we can get some wins out of there. Hopefully we can get on a run, and Staley can.
All right. Staley can. That's a good, that's it. Staley can. All right. So Anthony, what that means is you must take New York in, LA out, or they both make it. All right. So interesting times. Going to be 40 seconds on the clock, and it starts right now.
I'm going with the Jets in, the Chargers out. And you have one side where a loss tonight, we're probably talking about the last few games of Staley's tenure as the Chargers head coach. I don't exactly trust Justin Herbert. He's never shown us that he can win a big game. And they're all sorts of banged up at the skill position. The defense is a mess. And on the other side, you got the New York Jets with a lot of storylines, narratives. The Jets are going to hang around long enough to really test Aaron Rodgers to see if he's going to get back. That's my little conspiracy theory narrative with this. And also, I think the Jets are better coached. They're more talented, and they can do 2 really things well: run the football and play defense.
All right. Like the points at the end. Not giving you points for it, though. It did tie you up with Jack with 12. What do we got from the audience? Both out, says Sniper Mel. I love it. And I forgot to mention a thumbs up in this round means 2 points. The points are doubled, so if you lose a point, it is more, damaging than it would be on a normal one. Both miss, but it's close, Coach says. So, they are supporting Jack here. However, Jets have beaten the Bills the last 2 times they've played them. That is an interesting point. I don't know that the Bills can be trusted. I think they're kind of an overhyped team, in my opinion. He says, I bet the Chargers can make it, JC. Jets could do it. Roger said he's coming back on Christmas. All right. He said, Christmas isn't for the NBA. It's for me. All right. So let's take a look after that. Jack 12, Anthony 12, Rico 11. Audience, you have, I forgot to give you guys points. Sorry. You guys have 17. So right on there, too. Tied with Jack, actually, for the lead. I do like him. All right. So up next, Rico, you got 11. Not far behind. You get to answer first here, okay? So here it is. Who will be the highest scoring IDP player tonight? This is Quincy Williams, Quentin Williams, Khalil Mack, Derwin James, CJ Mosley, Whitehead. I think Whitehead might be out, actually. You can say any of those guys you want. I just need to know the why, okay? So 40 seconds, and it starts right now.
I'm going to go with the closing team on this one. I'm going to go with Quentin Williams. He's going to be a monster there in the backfield, causing havoc, wreaking havoc. Our run offense has been pretty good. Eckler in the mix right now. I know we're going to be switching out with him and Josh Kelly, but I feel like Quentin Williams is going to be getting pressures and kind of forcing Herbert to kind of roll out of the pocket and throw the ball away a little bit. Going to get some QB hits with probably a sack or 2. Offensive line needs to kind of get their stuff together for the Chargers, but I think Quentin Williams is going to have a pretty damn good game tonight.
He's hard to stop, man. I'm playing against him in Fantasy Football 7, so I almost feel like taking a point away for you for saying that, but I'll be a little nicer since it's not quite the final question. That did put you in the lead, though, Rico. So Quentin Williams is off the clock, Anthony. So you can say any IDP but him, and it starts right now.
I'm going to go with Khalil Mack against this awful Jets offensive line. I do like the Jets to win, but again, this could be a really low-scoring game, as I said earlier, and Khalil Mack's going to make an impact on the other side of the ball. This could be one of those old-school, vintage Khalil Mack games where he's disrupting Zach Wilson, and we see a defensive score or a sack fumble, something, a big game, which equates to fantasy points for Khalil Mack.
Man, I love it. Giving me time to spare. He has been an IDP leading scorer this season. So he could do that. That is a poor line. We'll see how it gets it done. Giving you one more point at the end there, Anthony, just for the time. Coming in smooth. Gave me a standing 10 count. I like that. Jack, so you can't say Khalil Mack and you can't say Quentin Williams, but I know you're an IDP guy. Lay it on me. What you got?
Oh, you know I'm reaching deep in the back pocket for this one. You haven't even said my guy. Tony Adams, the safety for the Jets,
Nice one.
has been absolutely piling up tackles. I think he's got like 18 in the last 2 games. And this just feels like he's due to just catch one of those wayward wanderer passes from Justin Herbert because he's going to be getting rushed by that Jets pass rush. So I think Tony Adams, and he's available. Run out, get him on your IDP waiver wires. Throw him in if you have the spot. If you're just needing like a deep safety player for your week.
I love it, Jack. Yeah, you're producing an interception even. I got to give you one more point for that, man. That's pretty bold. What do we got from the audience, JC? That was kind of a quick turnaround. What do we got down there? Looks like Quincy Williams. Quincy Williams going to be tackling Austin Eckler 14 times. His line is at 9.5 with the lowest odds. So you got a great point there, Cut. It's going to give you 2 thumbs up for there. That's 4 points, 3, 4. And he says, make a nice call too. Oh, Mac, a nice call. Mac with 2 sacks, says Evan. I think that's a little homeward love. That's okay with me, though. I'll give you guys a point for that. And it's a tie. The audience has 23. Jack has 23. Rico's got 20, and Anthony's got 22. Okay, so it's coming down to the wire. I appreciate everybody being on the show. It's going to be a great game tonight. We're not going to keep you long, but I do got to plug Better Vision. Go download the app if you got an Apple. You can look at it. I literally was just looking at my bets right before this, looking at my fantasy football lineups. Go get it if you got it. It simply puts everything right there for you. Okay, so the third question was another mystery tonight. So you're going to have to do some thinking on your toes, all right? And this is for the win. All are you well within reach for it. And this is why we play this game, okay? Here we go. If you need me to say the teams, I can. But which Week 10 bye-week team is going to advance the furthest this season? All right, Anthony, you're on the clock, and it starts right now.
Which Week 10? I don't even know who's on a bye this week.
Chiefs, Eagles, Rams, and Dolphins.
I'm going to go to the Miami Dolphins, getting the healthy offensive line, Jalen Ramsey back. I can realistically see the Miami Dolphins making a Super Bowl run. The missing piece is Devin Achane. He's that guy who can break a game open, not named Tyreek Hill, and score that quick touchdown to keep up with teams like the Chiefs.
Man, I love it. So you went bold there, taking the Dolphins after a blowout in Germany. They were nice to that franchise. Gave them the bye week after the game in
I love
Frankfurt.
Miami this year.
Man, I was all on Miami too, Anthony. I'm not going to lie. And that is enough to put you in the lead for now. All right. Jack, you cannot say Miami. They are off the board. So with 40 seconds left, who do you got?
I'm going to take the easy, boring answer. It's the Chiefs. I mean, Anthony said it. They're trying to keep up with the Chiefs. Everyone's trying to keep up with the Joneses here. It's the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's the GOAT. It's Travis Kelce. It's the Swifties. The Kel Swiftie era is officially here. It's not going away. I get it. I don't like it any more than anybody else, but it's the Chiefs. That's the real answer. They're not going anywhere.
Man, so you're all in on the Chiefs. They're there, huh? You got to deal with them, huh?
It's Mahomes and the clan. That's what it is.
All right. I like it. Well, with the easy answer, you had enough of a lead. It puts you back in the lead. So, Rico, it's up to you. You got to take either the Rams or the Eagles, sir. I think this is a pretty obvious choice, but you get to make it, and it starts right now.
Yeah, this is pretty obvious. I'm going to go with Philly on this one. I know Jalen Hurts hasn't been the best last couple of weeks. I know he got an injury there too, but I'm looking at the Eagles to kind of rebound, after a tough game against the Dallas Cowboys. The game of the week, came down to the wire. I think they're going to have time to kind of get what they needed to get done on defense as far as that back end. Bradbury's looking kind of iffy right now. That defense needs to kind of get it together between now and then. Jalen Hurts can kind of get, rested up, get healthy and things like that. I feel like they're going to come out the second half and be ready to roll this season, and they're going to make a big push, possibly represent the NFC again as the Super Bowl contenders. So give me Philly.
Man, I got to give you one more point there at the end. Can the audience take it? What do we got, JC? We got Chiefs. Looks like fly, Eagles, fly. Easiest road, says Coach. Yes, says Mel. I think she's agreeing with the Chiefs answer there. A lot of good answers. Putting it there. Unfortunately, the audience fell 1 point short. Anthony, you are at 26. Rico, you are at 27. Jack, you are at 27. So it looks like I have an unplanned final overtime victory. So here it is, 10 seconds on the clock. You cannot go over for any reason. I got to think of the question while I'm doing this. And who is going to be RB1 half point PPR tonight? Jack, you get to go first.
I mean, we already did this earlier, but I'm going to double down on Breece Hall. If the Jets are going to win this game, it's going to be because Breece Hall is going to smash.
Okay, Breece Hall. So you know what that means, Rico. We got to have your answer. Who's it going to be?
All right. Same with before. It's going to be Eck. Screen passes, short run games. Going to get him in the end zone a lot. He's going to get a couple touchdowns. So give me Eck.
All right, man. Y'all didn't help me out much there. All right, so I gotta go again. We gotta go again because that wasn't really I can't really decide off of that. So who's gonna be the best kicker? The best kicker tonight? Rico, go first.
Obviously Cameron Dicker. He's been, coming in clutch the last couple of weeks. He's been, our best kicker since then. We lost Dustin Hopkins.
All right, lost Hopkins. You went with the Chargers. Dicker the kicker. Who do you got, Jack, for the win?
It's Legatron. He's been one of the best fantasy kickers, and Zach Wilson can't score touchdowns. Justin Herbert can.
Oh, I think that's the decisive blow. He came out like Julio Cesar Chavez there. Jack, you get your second victory. You join an elite club. There's only 2 other people that have done it. The floor is yours, sir.
Hey, shout out to you guys for having me on the show. I always love doing the game show. It's one of the most fun guest spots I get to do. Shout out to Fantasy Football Advice Network. I didn't shout them out at the very beginning. All my articles are exclusively over there, including I did Indecent Proposal, Fantasy Edition, the CMC trade that everyone saw online. Go check that out.
Dude, yeah, that's a funny story. I don't want to get into the depths of that here at the end of the show, but go check that out. Rico, come back on, man. The floor is yours. You took it to double overtime. I thought you were going to get it, but he just gave me the bang answer there with Gregatron. So,
it's all good, man. I'm happy to be back on the show. I know it's been a minute. I always love being on the game show with you guys. Like I said, sports affiliation is always a great group of people going on, doing some great stuff. Like we said earlier, if you got a chance to check us out tomorrow, off the backboard NBA space. We're going to be talking about the week that's been going on. Victor, James Harden's debut is tonight, so we'll be talking about that. And like I said, I'm big into fantasy football too. I'm in a few different leagues and stuff like that. So we're going to be making a run in a couple of these leagues, and hopefully we'll bring home a championship. So,
all right, that's what it's about, Rico. Thank you for coming back on. Come join us. I think TSA has one of the most collective group of basketball knowledgeable people in the fantasy world. So I love it, Rico. Anthony, please come back on, man. Floor is yours. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed doing this. I would love to come back on. Again, Face Off Sports Network, 5 days a week, usually 6 p.m. Eastern, and the whole show is focused. If you guys show up, we'll interact with you, answer your questions the whole time.
Yeah, dude, it's a great network to be involved with. I love working with the people over there. I love working with Anthony. I love working with Nate. Love working with Jameson. You've watched this show, you know who Jameson is. He's one of the house favorites too. So let's get out of here. We do have a great game to be on. Jack will be back next week. We got Howard Bender. We got Jack. And we got the first 2-time champion, Evan, coming back. So we'll have 2-time winners plus Howard Bender. You don't want to miss out on that. JC and I will be here for the watch-along party, Monday Night Football. Maybe we'll get Rico. Maybe we'll get Ed. And maybe we'll get Jameson. He's a Charger fan. So come join us on that as well. Hey, I love this show. I love y'all being a part of it. It's always a lot of fun for me. The audience was great. I think Coach won the pie, but I think I've already sent you cards. If not, Coach, I'll send you a stack of cards and some stickers as well, okay? Thank you all for being here. Your time is precious, man. I really do appreciate y'all being here. Come join us for the watch along. Check out JC's intro videos. better than ESPN, better than NBC, better than ABC, better than all those guys. That alone is worth watching. Trust me. All right, JC, take us out of here, bro.
Bye, everybody.
Later.